Hi, it's Katy-K, the Modern Oracle, and welcome to my Facebook Live for this month. And also, I'm doing a book launch. And with me today, I have my sister Julianne, who also edited my book. And she's going to be joining me and interviewing me about the book to possibly get some questions you have about the book answered. So if you have questions, you can ask in the comment section and I can answer them for you about the book. I'm also going to be playing with the Modern Oracle deck as we usually do, where I'll answer some of your questions. And we have a special discount, which Sian, who's my helper, will put up on the comment section so that if you wish or choose to buy a book today, hi Sue Foster, you will be able to do that. Now, Julianne, my sister, she did the pre-edits of my book before the editor did them. That's through the publishing company. And she found all the little silly mistakes because she has a degree in English literature and a master's as well. So she's more than well qualified to do the job. And she's some of the stories she'd heard from me before. So welcome, Jules. And thank you, Sian,
Thank
for
you so
working in
much,
the background.
Katy-K.
Oh, look, Lorraine said
I'm so
hello,
glad I'm here.
Jules.
Yeah, oh, great. So I'm so glad I'm here because, like you said, I did the pre-editing and
Mm-hmm.
I actually got to read the book about 4 or 5 times, didn't I?
Yes, and I did 7 or 8.
So, and look, I can't highly recommend this book enough. It's a sensational book. It's one that you can't put down. And I've actually heard of people in our family sector who've read it all in one sitting. And I was the same the first time round. So it was, yeah, it's just one of those books that if you want to learn those secrets, this is the book. And of course, it's your second book,
Yes.
which is fabulous that you're sharing all these wonderful secrets of, what it means to become more psychic and being a psychic. Yeah, so that's great. I'm so happy to be here. And I don't know, did you want to kick off with a few questions?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to add to what you said. I have had so many reports where people have said they couldn't put it down, they read in one sitting, and they really loved it. And so, if you're one of those people that has a book, I'm going to encourage you to leave a review. And Sian will put in the link, the website where you can leave the review, which is www.katy-k.com. And I would love reviews so that people know whether to buy the book or not. I had a lot of fun doing this book, and Jules also edited the first book I did as well, the pre-edits. And then I had the same editor with the publisher to do that one as well. So I really, really am very lucky to have Jules doing that. And I'm really appreciative to hear that she's heard from others that they read in one sitting as well. Doesn't mean it's a short book, but I'm glad that people can't put it down. That's what I want to achieve.
Definitely not a short book, but an engaging book. So what you're going to get, when you purchase this book is what I said before, and as the title of the book indicates, some real secrets about what goes on, especially in the life of Katy Kay, and as over the decades, and her experiences. So, if you want to get into the mind of a psychic and what is it like to be a psychic, and what strange and peculiar things happen, what humorous things happen, what amazing and shocking things happen. This is the book that tells all. And so the title is, let me just read it because there are the two books. So what you're looking out for is that Modern Oracle Becoming More Psychic. And the tagline, Katy K, intimate secrets to enhance your intuitive gifts. And so, what you're really getting here, it's kind of like a magician sharing their secrets, kind of like that, but a magician, the modern oracle, Katy Kay, sharing her journey and what happens along the way. And in a way, it teaches you that this, if you're working in that field, this can happen to you as well. So, let's start with a question.
Well, I
My
have one for
question, my
you,
very,
Jules, before you start. Do you
yes,
remember what I was calling the book up until I gave it the title? Because I didn't have the
yeah,
title. Do you
I
remember
did.
what was it?
Something like my big crazy psychic life, something like that.
It was my crazy psychic life, because when the publisher I was working with, when I was doing the first book, kept saying, no, that story's got to go in the second book. And he
Yes,
just couldn't stop laughing through the whole interview. And he kept saying, oh, you've got to do a second book. And so that
absolutely.
was why I did this second book. That was one of the things, apart from not being able to fit everything in the first book. So
Yes.
Julie's going to
And that,
interview me. I'll let you start.
yeah, well, that was really my first question. And I think you kind of answered it is why did you decide to write this second book? And of course, we've given you the title. So why did you decide?
Okay, I wanted to demystify everything. I wanted to make it easier for everyone. On my journey, I've always said to Spirit, if this is so, then prove it. I want reality. I want to know that when I'm meditating, I'm not just sitting telling myself what I want to hear in my head. I wanted answers for everything, and I wanted to make it easy. And I found that when I was learning from different teachers, they always held back. They always held back something, or they didn't want to share the secrets, just like magicians, as you said. And so I was thinking, this is just all too hard. And so the things that happen in my life, I would never have thought for a minute that they could happen at all to anyone. And so in the book, it also helps to reassure, hey, you're not going crazy. This stuff happens to psychics. This is what you do go through when you're with the psychic, and this is how your poor husband puts up with it all as well. And your
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And the thing I like about what you're saying there is people often come to you for some guidance, or they'll sit down with you. You'll do readings at markets, or they'll have private consults with you, Skypes, etc. But one of the things they don't know is the journey that you take. The journey that you take daily. And I can remember right at the very beginning, I think this is in your very first book as well, where you would say you would be in the shopping centre and someone behind you would start telling you these, revealing these things about themselves. And then all of a sudden you get these words come into your head, and then you were on, whether you liked it or not. If you're getting baked beans or whatever you're getting, you were on. And I think what the book does is it tells us what is it like to be in your shoes on a daily basis and to have all these strange and wonderful things happen. Um, and so I'm so glad that you have written the book. And I think people, when they read it, they will go, wow, that's the life of a psychic. And also, they can identify with the stories if they've had similar journeys. So, here's my second question. You really share some intimate secrets. Now, we don't know, you don't disclose names or numbers.
no.
I mean, that's the confidentiality. You don't do that. But what is the most memorable secret you have come across that has supported or helped someone?
Probably one of the things that all my students experience at some stage during their career is imposter syndrome. They don't believe that they're a psychic, or they think, oh, how did I do that? And I've always, all through my career, gone, oh my God, how did I do that? And I've always wanted confirmation in some way. And the hardest bit is every single career or person is allowed to make a mistake, but a psychic's not allowed to. If a psychic makes one mistake, they're instantly a fraud. And when I say a mistake, they have the potential to bring up something that hasn't yet happened, because they're looking into the future. So they may, in their guidance say, oh, I'm seeing this. And they say, oh, well, that's not right. But then a month or two later, that's what happens. And I often get emails saying, remember when you told me this? And I go, no. How can I remember hundreds of readings from different people that I might only meet once or twice every year or so? How am I supposed to remember all that? And so what happens is you can go through imposter syndrome, and it's very, very real. And in every career, you can have that. But with psychics, because you're not allowed to make an error in any way, it is even harder. And in my book on page 134, there is a quiz, a little quiz about imposter syndrome, but I also teach you how to deal with it so it's not quite so hard. So for those of you who haven't got to that section in the book yet, or haven't got the book yet, I'll just read 6 of the quiz questions, and there are 26 of them. And then if you can relate to all 6 or even one of them, mark it in the comment section for me. So the first one is, do you set high goals for yourself, then experience significant self-doubt and worry about measuring up when you fail? So just keep count of these. When you fail at a task, do you accuse yourself of not being cut out for the work, or do you feel like you're not up to it, can't do the job, and even want to quit? Do you like someone working with you or helping you so that you don't have to be the only one responsible? If you get something wrong, does your confidence wither and you feel embarrassed? Do you shy away from doing readings and calling yourself a psychic, a medium, or a professional? Have you done extensive courses and studies successfully, yet still believe you're not good enough and don't think of yourself as a professional? I lost count. I think I did 6 then. I hope I did. But if you, do have that, just, put in the comments if you're one of those people. And I just saw Marianne say you have a scammer, and it's Michaela. So, Sian, if you can deal with that, that would be really good. And everyone else, just ignore this, because we don't need her in there. And we just, sometimes we get this. I don't know if you've noticed on my Instagram, I get all these comments saying, join the publisher, or contact me on create something or other, and it just annoys me getting rid of it all the time. So if you've got that one and you can do something about it, please do. And thank you, Marianne, for bringing it to our awareness. Rebel Hungerford got 5 of those. Oh my God, you could very much have imposter syndrome. There's 26 of them. So see how you go when you get the book, because these are very real fears that I've discovered in my 20 odd years of teaching students and teaching them what I have learned over the years. And there's quite a lot of people that go through that. The other thing is, I wanted to demystify everything. I wanted you to know that certain things that happen in your life don't happen to everyone, but they may happen to you. And so that's why the book was going to be called My Crazy Psychic Life, because some of the stories in there you would never believe they could happen in a million years. And just as you were talking, Jules, I saw some comments there, and a lot of people were saying hello, and we both say hello back to you. But Sue Foster said, can you please put the link up at the end as well? Thank you. And I'm sure Sian will. And then Raman Deep says she loves the book. Thank you, Raman. And Julie says, just rereading your first book before I start your new book. Oh, well, I've got people that read the second book and said, now I've got to read the first book all over again.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
one of the things that really worried me about doing this book, and you know this, Jules, is the pressure to make it better, if not as good as the first book.
I think they're standalone books. So the thing is, you don't have to have read the first one to read the second one. And they're addressing different things. So I really think the first book is kind of going through, as you know, you wrote it, Katy-K, but just to, reiterate it, is just going through, the psychic tools in a way, isn't it? So the tools that you can use. Where this one is, these are kind of like the secrets, the things that happen along the way. And the big thing I will say about the book is you do laugh. You do actually, there are moments when you have a bit of a tear, a bit of a cry. And I think that's because people who come across your path are touched so much because of the connections that you have. And that in itself is absolutely beautiful. And I think if anyone is in this psychic realm, that is, if that's the commendation of all things, is that you connect with your the people that you read for, the people that you come across. And sometimes, and this is the thing in the book, sometimes they don't even know you're going to come across their path. They haven't even rocked up. And so one of the most I suppose moving parts of the book for me was, and I'd like you to talk about it a little bit if you don't mind, was the dinner with your husband's work colleague.
Oh my gosh. I will talk about
Yeah.
that. I'll just mention also that Katie Britton said her favourite story was the tour guide dog Jill and her dog Patty. That one, oh my God, I thought I was in another world the day that one happened. But the dinner with my
I'm
husband,
laughing because it was very, very humorous, and
it
people
was,
will it's that kind of keep your cheeks up in the air laughter that you'll get in some parts of this book, which is great. It's great to laugh. Yeah.
yeah,
So, I mean, that's the contrast. You can have the tour dog with the marijuana cookies.
let them read about that
Sorry, oops, dropped a secret. Um, or you can have, something very, very real, and why people actually will fly, from halfway across the nation to come and see you. And this man is just going out to dinner with you and your husband. Do you want to just share a little bit about that?
Well, my husband wanted me to come along to check out some guy who was going to do some developing with, and and he trusted my judgment, which I was really impressed with. But then I got the lecture all the way there about, now don't do that thing you do. I just want you to check him out, but don't do that thing you do. And I said, what's that thing I do? He says, where you start reading for them or doing things like that. And I said, okay, I'll just sit there and I'll be quiet. I certainly won't be doing anything like that. And then when I got there, I had no choice. And so one of the secrets is how to deal with the situation when you put in that. And the main thing he said is don't make them cry. And
Yes. Mm.
didn't want me to do that. So I'm sitting there trying not to. And there's his grandmother standing behind him. And she was putting words into my head. And I kept going, go away, can't do this.
Go
No, no,
away.
and I promised my husband I'm not doing this, and I don't do it. I don't. It's a place I go to unless they're really insistent, the spirit world. And this lady would not go, and so I was actually passing on her information in conversation, and then I got busted. I said something
You got
that
busted.
I
Yeah.
could not have possibly known, and then my husband did that eye roll thing where he says, oh, here we go again. And I thought I told you. And so I'll let you read the rest of it, but it was
Yes.
how
Yes.
I dealt with the situation and what was happening. And if you can imagine
Yeah.
the little grandmother in the black clothes and all the rest of it happening, it was
Yeah.
quite
But absolutely beautiful moment for him to receive,
and he
his
cried.
grandmother's words. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
he
great. So
cried.
there's lots of stories like that. I've got a question here about what is the most vivid experience you write about in your eyes?
Probably one that always stays with me is when I went to the Arthur Finlay College. They have healers that come in on a certain day, and you can go and get a healing during the breaks. And the village, all the community come there to get healings from these people. And this one particular time I went, I felt more than one set of hands on me, yet there
Yeah,
was only one set of hands there. So that's another story you can read. And another
yeah,
one was getting energy upgrades and how they happen, and how you ask for them, how you get them, and how you protect yourself while you're getting them as well is other secrets that are in the book. Because if you don't protect yourself, you will experience things you don't want to experience. So
yeah. I think it's absolutely wonderful that you share those tips as well. Those things that we need to be aware of as we are moving through our day to day, especially if you have the psychic abilities, and not to be concerned. And you give that advice as well. This is how you protect yourself. And the hauntings.
yeah,
The
they don't
hauntings,
stop.
the chapter on the hauntings. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not spoiling
No.
anything, but that is a chapter that everyone will just go, oh my. And I'm sure they're all going to be saying, which one is it? Which hotel is it? But we're not saying anything.
Well, the
Um,
interesting thing, Jules, is I've just been staying in the same motel over the last few months in different rooms. And I thought I was
right,
safe until this last time. And that particular room, I've written it in my journal, I got haunted something chronic. And I was
right,
trying to keep it from my husband. And he kept saying, what's happening here? Why are these things going wrong? And things were failing, and television was turning itself on and off by itself. And I just kept saying, oh, I must have knocked the button and that. And I knew I hadn't. And then finally he went, oh, not this crap again. You know, because my husband's a muggle. He's not in this
Yeah.
world. He respects it, but he hates being haunted. And it was like a bit of a circus. And I was trying to not let on it was happening. And I said, look, this is a haunted room. He says, but we were safe here. And I said, yeah, but apparently this room's haunted. And I said, just leave it at that.
And
And I'll
that one and this
stop it.
one.
Yeah.
Now, look,
So
I think the wonderful thing that you do in your book is it's more than what is your journey, but it's actually like what is your muggle's journey as well along the way, because you tell the things that are happening are actually happening in both of your lives. And I love that. And there may be people out there who are also married to muggles, or have partners who are muggles that can appreciate the humor of that. And just, I suppose, him going from disbelief when you first met to, yeah, he pretty much believes in all of this stuff, and maybe he can't explain it, but that's refreshing to read about the muggle's experience being married to the psychic, and as it's woven through as well. What are you hoping that readers will get from this book?
I want them to learn how to control their gifts more, and to how to deal with negativity, how to deal with things that they may not have experienced before. And you know, the secrets of tuning in, how to make it easier for yourself. I went through, as I said, on my journey, just wanting to learn and prove everything before I shared it. And so virtually in the first book, I teach you how to connect and get to the stage where you're even reading photographs. And then in this second book, it's about fine tuning those skills, and then seeing as you progress through the different levels, sometimes you might skip some levels. Others you'll just go by level, that these things can happen. No, you're not ready for the nut house. And when you're with a muggle, they can be looking at you and going, yeah, I know this stuff happens, but why has it always got to happen to us? And so
Yes, yeah.
just how to deal with it, and how to deal with people that come into your life, how to deal with negative experiences as well. And know that some people, when you connect to them, they're not ready for you to see as much as you do. And so
Mm.
they may try to hide or not want to, you know, communicate with that, yet they've come to you for a reading. So how to handle those sorts of things as well. So it's,
Yes, yeah.
you know, covers the pitfalls as well as the beautiful experiences. And when your gifts are opening, all your different clairs, what can happen when they're opening. And it may catch you unaware, you may not be realizing. And so this also explains all that in the book as well.
I think one thing that I really appreciated when I read the book was that idea of, if you come forward with, you've seen this, and the person sitting before you goes, no, no, I don't know that, no, that's not right, no, and then right at the end, or like you said, a week later, they ring you up and go, oh yeah, actually, when you said that, that was my uncle or the sailor or whatever, that I know there's a story about the sailor,
Yeah,
and that was one kind of story which showed that you could be sitting across from someone and telling them, prompting them, and they just say, no, 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 but don't give up. What you see, trust in it. So it's trusting in your gifting as well. I
yeah,
think you really, help us to understand that, which is
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, there's
So
so many
the other
times
thing,
when, yeah, so many
yeah,
times
go
where
ahead.
people have not realized because their focus has been on connecting to one particular person. And so they discount the others, or they didn't know their family and gone back and spoken to a relative and gone, oh, that's so and so. Or they, um, you know, in that spot, they get anxious sometimes. I used to say, I'm not the tragic psychic. I can't tell you when your grandmother's going to die. And then one lady went, oh, is my grandmother dying? I went, no, no,
Yeah,
no. And so I changed it to your pet cockroach is going to die. Something absurd, you
yeah,
know, nobody
yeah,
has that, so that they wouldn't react that way. And so you really have to put people at ease as well, because some people have never been to a psychic before, and some people have had different readings of different styles. And it's about all my students, I say, this is how I work, but you're going to work your way. You're going to embrace your style. I will give you the tools, but you are not to clone me, because you're probably going to be even more extra special, or your gift is going to be so much stronger than, say, one of my Claire's is. And it's about helping to propel them forward and in a confident way, so that they feel comfortable and they grow. And I see
Yeah.
quite a few of my students in the group today, and I appreciate their support. But just before you ask your next question, I just want to say, apart from everyone saying hello, Jill, where was it I saw? The book looks fantastic, Rebel Hungerford said. And where else? There was one other one I saw after we got past the scammer. Someone said we were frozen. That doesn't sound good. I hope we weren't frozen for long, but the replay, we won't be frozen. And Marianne says, so great to see two sisters embracing each other. Very blessed, Katie and Jules. Oh, thank you, Marianne. It's lovely that you said
Yes.
that. Jai Martin can't
And
wait to read it.
a wonderful experience we've had, really, in being able to, I've been able to pre-edit the books, and I'm so thankful for that. And I learnt so much. The other thing I wanted to just point out to people is, yes, the first book looks at the tools and the tricks of the trade. The second book, it's more like the stories that go along, and sort of supporting the psychic. But there's more than that too. And you actually have courses that you run as well. So you mentioned your students. I don't know, the courses that you've done have been absolutely fabulous. But I think really what this book does, it kind of like you said, just demystifies everything. So if this is an area that you've been working in, or you want to learn more about, I mean, here is Katy-K, who's had all this experience in this journey, and in a way, the book kind of lightens the world up a bit, doesn't it? It lightens this whole world of the psychic up, so it's not so intense, and this is just part of the experience of every day, and you've learned to grow into it. And I also think, your muggle of a husband has learned to grow into it, and your children as well. You share stories about your children in the book, and their own journeys and what they see. So it is all encompassing. And I'm going to end with this question. And obviously, we want people to get this book. But if you were to kind of sum up, what are the secrets to becoming more psychic in your eyes? What would you say?
There are so many. It's a world that is infinite. You never stop learning. There will be book 3, because like once I finished book 2, there was still more stuff that kept coming up. And even you, Jill,
Yes.
said, oh, I thought you would have put that in the book. And I
Mm-hmm.
Jules has always been there supporting me all along. And I remember when I was creating the first deck, and we were in Phuket together. And every time you'd see me, you'd say, have you got those cards? And they were just little white cards with words on. And I'd say, yeah. And she's, oh, I've got some questions. Can you get the cards out? Because
And they were just little white cards with words on them.
yeah, they were, and they were the business size, because I had planned to
Yes.
make them small. But I had started developing the cards, because when you were reading for someone that I remember when I told Jules that she was pregnant, she went, did Mum tell you? And I say, no. And she says, well, Mum's the only one I've told. And I said, well, I know. Anyway, if I threw the pregnancy card out, she'd go, oh, they know. And so it's about, when you're reading for someone you're close to, you really don't want to see anything negative. You don't want to be the bearer of bad news or good news. It's very much, you can't be objective when you're reading for them, because your brain and your emotions filter it when you're really close to the person. So I did this tool to start with, to read for myself and my family. And then when I was just testing it with my clients, they kept saying, oh, can I have some of those cards? And I'd say, just little white cards with words on. And remember Jill saying to me afterwards, we'd just been into the big Buddha and the temple, and she says, you've really got to put some pictures in on these cards now. And I said, I can't talk now, Jules. The pictures are coming in. And they were just downloading in. And I was writing them on the card. And you're going, which way are you walking? And I'm going, I can see. And I was just in that zone where I was going and doing that because the universe wanted these cards to come out. I'm the black and white
Absolutely.
psychic, the down-to-earth psychic, the you don't have to go and get a book and read it to use them cards, because I wanted it simple. And that's my job, is to simplify your journey,
Yep.
to help you move forward. And because I'm doing so many readings, I don't have time to teach all the time. I've created everything into courses, so it's not Groundhog Day every time I sit in front of a student. And right now, I'm taking some time out because I'm getting a grandbaby this week, and I'm really excited about it. And so I've taken time off every week for the last 3 weeks. I've been at expos on the weekends and with my daughter during the week to help her prepare for this baby. And so I'm getting bombarded with emails. I can't find a booking spot. So I'm just going to tell you, we're going to have some booking spots just after Easter. And that's going to allow me time to have that special time with my granddaughter, just a few weeks, and also to help my daughter and everything like that. So please understand that and send the emails, and Bree, my PA, will contact you and let you know that the dates are up and you can book in.
And whilst anyone's waiting for a reading, grab the book and read it.
Yeah.
While you're waiting, it'll be wonderful. I think what you said about the deck of cards, that is a tool that it's a massive tool. I sell the deck, the 2 decks at markets, and people will come back and they'll go, "These cards are so spot on." And that's a tool that you can use. It is like a secret tool, but the cards are so intuitive with the reader and the person who's doing the reading. So this is fabulous. So that's what I love about your first book and your second book, that you are sharing the secrets. And congratulations on this beautiful book. I love everything about it, from the title to the color to the imaging to each of the chapters, and they've been sequenced so beautifully. Can't commend the book enough to people. Where can people get the book? You're going to pop the link in there.
Yes.
It's also at your website.
Yes,
Yep.
at my website, and I think Sian's put up the link for this deck. I can see that in there.
Yes.
But also, my website's www.katy-k.com, and any link that you follow that's for katyk.com, you can go there, and then you can see the little drop-down menu up the top, and that can take you in. And it's worth going in there because I've got online courses in there. And there's free ones. One of them is How Do I Know If I'm Psychic, Katie's Top 10 Crystals, Healing Lagoon Meditation. And also, I've done some Q&A sessions in the past about the Modern Oracle deck. And there's 2 replays about an hour long in there that you can access for free as well. And there's stuff on YouTube. But the special thing on the website, and I know you love this, Jules, because if you ever caught without your cards, you just go into the free
Absolutely.
virtual guidance, and you set the intention, and you click the cards, and
Off you go.
off you
Yep.
go. So that's there, and that's free too, to get you a taste of what the cards look like, because there's nothing worse than going to buy a deck and you can't see what it looks like. There's no images, there's nothing to show you what you're going to be getting. Then you open it up and you go, oh, I can't work with this, or this isn't what I thought. So I put that up for that reason. And so katyk.com is where you can get the book. And also, Jai Martin asks, are you coming back to Hawaii soon? Yes, I want to go this year, and I'm looking towards.
I want to go too.
Yeah, well, you should go. I mean, I
I
love
should.
Hawaii. I love going there, and there's so many great people there. And Jenny Louise said, Lorraine W. has highly recommended your book. I must get online and order it. Thank you, Lorraine, for highly recommending it, and love that you're going to order it, Jenny. And I was talking to Jules earlier. For those of you that do place an order on my website today, be it the book or anything like that, I am going to give you a free meditation that I believe is important to everyone. It's called Clearing the Past. And if you contact me, or I see that you have ordered and your contact details there, I'll contact you, and get that free meditation to you. Clearing the past is especially important. The other important meditation is the Rainbow Connection meditation, which I do still to this day before I do readings, before I connect. And I've had one lady call me up and she said it came on while she was driving a car and she didn't know why. And as the meditation went through the colours, that identical colour car would pass her and she couldn't believe it. So she's traveling through red and she's, I said, don't drive a car while you're doing this, but she said she couldn't turn it off. And so there went the red car, then the orange car, and it just went all the way through like that. And she was just couldn't believe it. And they're the things that the spirit world does to you. I mean, that was confirmation she meant to do that meditation.
Awesome. Now, how much is the book? And do you have any, like they're going to get a meditation, which is fabulous. I know sometimes you have packaged up all of your goodies because they might want the book and they might want the first one and they might want the 2 decks. But if they just wanted the book, what's the pricing of the book when they go through your website?
Okay, it's normally $29.95. Both books are, but you can buy a bundle on the website where you get the 2 books together cheaper. But for today, we have a code which you would have seen come up in the comments, and the code is launch, LAUNCH. And if you put that in at the website for the next, I think it's day and a half, you can get this book for $25 instead of
That's awesome.
$29.95. And you
And
also get the free meditation.
And look, it's a book for you, but it could make a great gift as well. So if you
Yeah.
know someone out there that would like to learn or hear about the world of the psychic and the things that happen, buy one for yourself and buy one for a friend. It's just beautiful. And buy direct from Katy-K's website. I don't think you're doing any more expos at the moment, but this is a great opportunity to get in on the launch. Are you what? When's the next expo? I'm thinking maybe you have
Adelaide.
one up your sleeve.
Yeah, I've got one in Adelaide at the end of May. I'm back at the
Okay.
MBS Brisbane February next year. But there's always, I've got another one, I think it's October or November in Maryborough. Right now, my husband said when I told him I had 3 weekends of expos coming up, he said, what, are you crazy? Why are you doing them? He said, can't you space them out? I said, I can't choose when they're on. And so
No,
he
that's
didn't
right.
really like it because I was traveling away and he had all this time on his hands. Yeah, he enjoyed
Yeah.
it, but he's not someone that likes to be home alone, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
So
he
make
didn't
sure
want
you
me
get
being
in and
away.
get the book, everyone. Because the expos you've got to wait until May. So this is the launch day. Congratulations once again. It's a
Thank you.
beautiful book, and commend it to everyone.
I want to say thank you to everyone that left messages. And Marianne says, I have both books and both sets of oracle cards. Oh, you're amazing and will not be disappointed. Be warned, can't put it down. Oh, thank you, Marianne. That is so lovely. So now what we're going to do, I've got Tim, who's one of my best tutors over at AFC, and he says, lots of love from Switzerland. Keep the good work up, Miss Oz. He always called me Miss Oz, which is lovely. Thank you, Tim. Katie says, congratulations on your new book and becoming a new grandma. The book is fabulous. Thank you, Katie. And what else have I got here? Sue Foster says, do you come to Bundaberg? I'm only a Zoom call away. And the reason I'm doing Zoom is, as Jules mentioned earlier, people are traveling from all over the place to me. I have the potential to carry on and give you everything they give me. And having had COVID in January, I've got a certain amount of immunity for a while, so I've been pretty relaxed, but I'm not wanting to be passing that on to everyone else. And Zoom is just great. I have clients sit in their pajamas there and I don't judge. So, I love doing Zoom. It protects you, protects me, and my PA doesn't have to worry about disinfecting everything after every person comes and goes. So Zoom's become really good. But if you do want face-to-face, I do expos because then you can just do them all in one hit and then deal with the consequences afterwards. But expos are really good if you want face-to-face. So let's get some readings out of the way. And Jules, you might want to read some of the lists that the Modern Oracle, which Sian's working under at the moment, has put down with some questions. I don't know if you can see them in the comments, and I'm just going to hit them with it. So whatever Sian's got first is where we're going to go. So I'm trying to look too, but once you find them, you can then do them. What have we got here? Wendy, hi, lovely Katie and Jules. Katie, I loved your book. I love your style of writing. I could feel the atmosphere and visualize the scenes. I felt like an active participant. I love your sense of humor. You certainly excited my emotions a few times. I felt myself holding my breath and laughing out loud. I know now I have imposter syndrome. The book has brought up some psychic episodes that I have encountered and put aside. You definitely need to keep a journal, a top-notch, superb book like your first. Well, and then it stopped. But thank you, Wendy. That is so lovely that you said that. That's beautiful. Okay, so have you found someone, Jules? Probably towards the bottom. Oh, here we are. The Modern Oracle. She says, Sue Foster. And Lorraine Watson says, may I have guidance for the next few months, please? Now, if you do buy something on my website, put in the comments and I'm definitely coming to you and I will actually give you a longer reading. For the others, I'll be passing on messages of guidance. So I think Sue Foster's there first. So let's go to Sue. Sue, I'm going to get you a message of guidance for you. And the message is coming up now. Can you see that? There we are. And we have spearmint here. Now, this card was quite tricky because spearmint and peppermint look different. And we've got those two cards in that deck. But it says you need to be in control of the situation, take charge and confront your fears. Don't let anything get in your way. And the affirmation is I move forward with confidence and achieve my goals. And it says articulate, confident, and courage. So this is about whatever you're going through right now. Take control. Confront your fears and just move forward with this. Don't let anything get in your way and don't give up. Okay? Now, these are not personalized to the extent where it's not the Jerry Springer show. We're not going to share all your secrets. So I will just rely on the cards and I'm sure you'll know what it is. But if you want to ask a question, you're more than welcome to ask a question. And remember to tell us if you did buy something and then I can do an in-depth reading for you. Kathy Graham says, so proud of you all. Have achieved, Angel. Keep up the good work and well done. Thank you, Kathy. And Kathy gets up early in the UK to join me, which is just beautiful. Thank you. There's lots of congratulations there, which is lovely. Did you find someone, Jules?
I can't actually see the Facebook page, so I've tried to have a look at it. So I'm sorry, but I will say this about spearmint for the person you read for. That is a great one to breathe easy. So that could be a part of the equation as well, that you think about spearmint and just helping you to be supported in that area. So I'm sorry, I can't see the Facebook. I'd love to be able to pick names. You're going to have to just, do the selections yourself. The only thing I could do is say, someone with a name starting with P, if there's anyone's name that starts with P.
Well, then we're going to have to go searching for that one, so we'll have to give
that idea up. But, so if someone's name starts with P, say, hi, it's me.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can help. Sorry.
That's okay. Sue Foster says, thank you so much. It makes sense to me. And Kate G. Denning, I'd love a reading, please. Hey, Kate, how are you? I love your cards and use them all the time. I'd like to know about my mum. Taking her back home to Batesman Bay in April. I don't want to, as she can't be by herself anymore. Okay, let's get some information, a little bit more, some guidance for you, Kate, about your dear mum. And, we all want to be there for our family. And sometimes it's not possible because I know, Kate, you have a very busy life and you're very in tune as well. Kate is amazing. And I've seen her at events that I've been at as well. So let's have a look. You're taking her home to Batesman's Bay in April. Let's see, what do we need to know about Kate's mum going back to Batesman's Bay in April? Okay, the cards I've got, this first one says it's time for some time out. Yes, it's something you have to do, but just take your time a little bit and make it a bit of a journey when you do take it back, so that you get to spend some special times and create some memories. And it very much will help with the whole process of letting go as well. And for her to know that, you know, you will always be around if she needs you, and you'll always be there. But it's saying you need to recharge now, because everything you're doing is starting to take its toll and wear you down. And this is just one more thing that is. You are doing the right thing, and it's part of her journey now as well. So I really do believe that, Kate, this will open some doors for you to do other things that you've been needing to do as well. And your mum does know that you do love and cherish her as well, and you would keep her with you if you could. Okay, so I hope that helps, Kate. And now I've got, let's see.
So, Katy-K, your assistant has popped a list up, and she has Marianne Mazza.
Aha! Now, Marianne would love a card, please, just at a crossroads. You want a sign. Okay, so let's get a card for you, honey. And this is the Essential Oil deck. And while I'm getting you a card, Jules is going to tell you, this is testing Jules, all the benefits of that deck.
Okay, so the Essential Oil deck, where do we begin? So obviously, I love this deck. It's the second of Katy-K's decks, but what I really love about it is there's 7 ways you can read for your client, or even for you. It's an everyday deck. When I sell it at the markets, I say to the people, this deck is like taking Katy-K home. In your pocket. Yeah, I do. And you'll be able to seek guidance. So not only will you find out an essential oil that may be supportive for you, and it does depend on how you pose the question. Can you give me guidance for an oil that I need to use in my daily life? Or can you give me guidance about where I am, a specific question? So you've got the oil to help support health and well-being, but you've also got, the message. You've got a longer message, an affirmation, the numerology, and the chakras. So it's all in there. It's absolutely wonderful. How's that?
You did it. You did a marvelous job. Now,
Oh, I
thank
forgot
you.
one thing.
Yeah.
The image. You've got to look into the image. Don't forget that. Look into
Yeah.
the image. And if you're attracted to the color green, or if you're attracted to the sort of spaces in the sideboards or in the timber, you bring that into your reading. All right. So what have you got there?
I have got frankincense and cilantro, coriander, and
Very supportive
this
of
this
health.
is, yeah, this is for Marianne, and she says she's at a crossroads, and you really have to be discerning with how you use your energy and what you do at the moment. Be protective of you. You are strong enough, but it's just walking away from some things. And it says you have to be protective and a source of strength to those around you right now. Lead by example and provide loving support. Make the changes you've been wanting to make, and then you can blossom into the person that you want to be. There are lots of changes coming your way that are leading to transformation. So they're the oils that I would work with through this time. And there also is your messages. And what I did was I joined the messages together to get your message. And it's as easy as that when you're using this deck. So I do hope that helps you, Marianne. And I just want to add on to that, what your suspicion is about a particular incident, you're spot on. Just believe in yourself. And as I said, I won't be putting your business across online, but you'll know what's going on. So please, I hope that answers your question. And also we had some feedback there, and it was from Kate. And she said, thanks so much. And I am worn out. I can't do anything on my own, and I have fallen behind. Kate, things will improve. And I do feel by May, June, you'll look back and you'll go, oh, you'll be rested and you'll be starting to move forward with lots of things as well. Okay, so who have we got next? Lorraine Watson. Let's go there. Lorraine, you didn't ask a question, but you just wanted some guidance. So we'll just get some guidance for you, Lorraine. Lorraine, you're being told. We all know what this card is. I've got to keep thinking to move backwards. I'd not be good driving a helicopter, I'll tell you. I have tried. This is about cleaning your act up with your eating, Lorraine. Focus on eating a more balanced and nutritional diet. Look for foods that nourish and nurture your body for optimum health. And your affirmation is, I only eat foods that nourish and nurture my body to improve my health, says me who had a little chocolate before I started. So do the detox, do the nourishment and body acceptance. And Jules, what's one way that grapefruit can help her?
Okay, so look, with grapefruit, Lorraine, if you have grapefruit, with you could, it's very detoxifying. So even if you just pop it in your diffuser, grapefruit is just going to clear up the air for you. Now think about this in terms of essential oils. The fruit is the uplifting essential oil. So if it's mandarin, tangerine, grapefruit, lemon, wild orange, it's all about uplifting. And also your lemon and grapefruit are detoxifying. So you can actually, depending on the essential oil you use, you can use that in your water as well. So yeah, it would just be clearing up the air, more of an uplifting aroma, refresh and stimulating aroma that you would get from grapefruit.
Thank you, Jules. Now I have a question from Anne-Marie Henry. And she says, hi, Katie, I'd love to know if I'll find my forever partner. Have I met them yet? Much love, Anne-Marie Henry. Well, we're sending you love too. So let's see about your forever partner. Anne-Marie Henry. I answer this question a lot. You wouldn't believe this, but I do. Pulling 3 cards. Okay. So they're saying you will, but you have to have patience. It's not something you can rush, but there will be success in finding your forever partner, and they will be independently wealthy. They're not going to be relying on you to fund their life. They're going to be able to support themselves, which is something you want, and it says it will happen. And I do feel in the next 6 to 8 months. Now, the thing about guidance is, having said that, if you don't go anywhere, you're only going to meet the repairmen that come, and they're probably married and you're not interested in them anyway. So you have to get yourself out there and find the situation where you can meet people, because that's what it'll take for you to get out there. So I hope that helps, Anne-Marie. Please all leave feedback. Now.
And Katy-K, I would like to pick someone who's just purchased your bundle.
Oh.
Next for a reading, because I think that's wonderful. So both of the books, and that's Rebel Hungerford.
Okay, Rebel, you purchased the bundle, so we're going after you to give you. I'm going to give you the next 3 months of what you need to know. Okay, so March is nearly over, so let's go to April. The Rebel Hungerford. What does she need to know for the month of April? You got 3 great cards. You really did. And this in April, what you have to do is just this situation coming where you're going to have to trust things, and it's to do with your family. And you may have to just recharge and take a bit of time for yourself during this time. April, there will be some time where you can have some time out. There's the 3 cards. And this is, something to look forward to. It's not a bad thing, but it's good for you in April. Now, May, what does Rebel need to be aware of in May? And we're using the Modern Oracle deck. May. you're going to have to be a little bit patient, but something you've been wanting for such a long time, an opportunity is coming your way, and it can be successful for you in May. It's just something to look forward to and to stay on top of it. So just keep your eye open and set your intentions of what you want. But I do feel this is something that you've been chasing for a little while now. And for June, June's all about you taking charge and confronting your fears. You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone, and especially around another female who may push your buttons a little bit, and you're just going to have to make sure that you stay in control of the situation in June. Also a good time for you to be doing some exercise and motivate yourself a little bit more, but it's a good month in June. Now I'm going to get you the essential oil that you need right now to help you, Rebel. And Jules will give you some information on Cyprus. The message is get moving. So this card actually is the same as that exercise card that came up. These two match if you have both decks. And because they've both come up, this is the universe yelling this, emphasizing it to you. But Cyprus says, get moving, do some exercise, move as much as you can to go forward, be motivated, and energize, adaptability, flow. Jules, what does she need to know about Cyprus essential oil?
Okay, so for me, Cyprus is all about circulation. Often when you look at the image of the plant, you can see all those little fronds, and it's almost like the blood circulation. So look at the plant. Say for instance, magnolia. If you look at a magnolia or a rose, they'll tell you something about what it's for. So rose is very supportive of our emotions, but this one here, the cypress, it again is about helping you to breathe easy, to be in control, but it is about circulation. So this will be a great oil, supportive oil. If you were to diffuse cypress, it would have that effect on you, just opening up the airways, which means you're going to feel more alert and confident. So it's a great oil just to have in your diffuser.
Yeah,
Beautiful,
and
beautiful
also
cypress.
it'll motivate her, and she needs to do some exercise to get that blood flowing.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah.
good.
So the plant, the image of the plant is really sending that message. Yes, and it's all about movement and circulation.
That,
Now,
that's
did you want
really
another
good.
person?
Well,
Do
I
you have
do, but I
time?
just want to read this. Where is it? I just saw something. Oh, Marianne says my voice is tranquil. I love that. That's a good one. Thank you, Marianne.
All right,
Okay,
because
what have you got?
I'm not sure if you've already done a reading for this person, but
Yeah.
the name that's coming to me is Cheryl Virgo.
Okay. Cheryl. I haven't done Cheryl yet. Did
Now, she
Cheryl
has a
have a
specific question.
yeah?
Now, let me just get it, see if I can see it again. She stood out to me at the start. Her question is, and it's great when there is a specific question because the cards are geared around this. My hubby retires either this year or next. I'm wondering how he will go. Oh my gosh, something
Let's
fell
do
down.
this. This is for Cheryl, and Cheryl's an author, and she's a very good author,
Ah,
and she's with the same publisher as me. So Cheryl used to do Zumba with me, or I
wow.
did
Well, there
Zumba
you
with
go.
Cheryl. Cheryl taught Zumba for a while, and I was in one of her classes. So let's see, Cheryl. I don't know her husband. I have seen him, but let me see about retiring. So I'm going to ask for this year to start with. Okay, it says that he needs something to focus on if he does retire this year, and he needs to make sure that he gets all that he's entitled to as well. It is a good time for him to do that, but at first it'll feel like he's a bit lost, stagnating. What am I going to do? Which has the potential to affect his health a little bit. But it's something he's over things right now. I would say in the next 18 months, I would be looking at him retiring, and but get a plan before he does, so he has a purpose. Yes, it's good to retire and then go, oh, everything's good. But what happens is everyone goes, oh, well, you've got all the time. You can do this for me, or you can do that for me. He needs to sort of be clear about what he wants to do when he retires. And I do feel that he does have some plans that he's going to, that he's been thinking about. So he's not totally just saying, I'm going to do nothing. He actually has some things he wants to do. And I do see travel around the pair of you as well. I hope that helps. And Cheryl, an oil, essential oil that'll be benefit you, and it is blue tansy, very healing. And your message is a positive change to your work or life situation is possible and achievable if you work hard. There you go. That's
Absolutely
the change.
perfect. Yeah.
Look out for opportunities to impress. And the affirmations, I work hard and receive rewards for my efforts at all times. And Jules, go away with the essential oil. What does that mean for her?
Well, in this instance, the blue tansy card is really honing in on the retirement, I believe. So it's all about the positive change. Now, blue tansy is a great oil when you do need to meditate. So this is one that I use for meditation, and it's really a calming blend. So it's feeling at peace as well. It talks about achievement, creativity, productivity. And I think for your husband, this oil is all about peace and tranquility, soothing, calming. So it's a beautiful oil. A lot of people use blue tansy for skin as well.
It's very good for
But yeah,
skin.
it's on a spiritual level, it's an oil of meditation that
And
can
it's
be
a blue
used.
oil, isn't it?
Sorry, what was that?
The oil is blue.
Yes, it is
It
blue.
is.
It
It's a
is.
yellow flower, but
Comes
the
from a
oil is
yellow
blue.
flower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
comes from a
unbelievable.
yellow flower. It's just amazing. So can we
Who have
have
you
one
got?
more?
Yeah, who have you
Now,
got?
okay, for this one, people online, because there are people who have already bought the book, and anyone who hasn't had a reading yet, but you have the book and you've read the book, and you could make just a comment about the book. The first person to do that will get this final reading. Is it going to be the final reading? Yeah. Okay. So the first
Rebel
person, and
Hung,
we're going to have to watch the chat.
yeah, Rebel Hungford said, "Thank you, spot on with June. My mother's estate is in limbo and is relevant to another female being involved and definitely pushing my buttons. Thank you, Rebel, for the feedback. That's wonderful." Okay, Jules, what have you got?
I haven't got anyone who's commented yet, so I would like your assistant to have a look as well. So if you've read this book and you haven't had a reading, um, so actually Sandy says, apologies, my first time here. I haven't read the book. So we could give her a reading and then wait for the next person. Shall we do that?
Yes, but and
So
also there's someone there called Chloe King. And my daughter's Chloe and having her baby this month. And Chloe is actually wants guidance for the next few months. She's halfway through her first pregnancy. So let's
okay,
just
so
look.
that's two more people.
Yeah, so
Yep.
I'll do Chloe. And the next one after that you said was the lady that is first time here, did you say?
Yes, Sandy. And then we have a winner for that little competition I put out. Michelle Tong. I just bought the book last week, finished it in 2 days. I loved it so much.
Oh, that is so good. Thank you so much, Michelle. Well, you're next after those two. So we'll go to Chloe about her pregnancy first. So Chloe King, what do I need to know is coming up for Chloe while she's pregnant over the next few months? Okay, everything's happening right now, and you're going to have to move quick with lots of things, Chloe. This is going to be, you've got all the support that you need there, and I do see that it's going to be, you're healthy. I do see a good pregnancy there for you, but there's some stuff from the past that you need to let go now for new opportunities to come through. I do see that this is a blessed event and possibly the first grandchild. and that there's going to be many opportunities coming your way. I do feel that this is a blessing to you, but I feel like you're starting to feel like you're over it. Let's just bring this on, and you're only halfway through. Believe me, still a bit to go, but you do need to watch your blood pressure as well, and make sure you're walking every day, Chloe. That would be really, really good for you. Now, the next one was Sandy. And did Sandy end up leaving a question? She's just said hello, did she?
She
Okay.
just said hello, yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to get a card for Sandy, and first time here, and we'll get a message of guidance for her. What does she need to know? Okay, we've got black and pink pepper here, and it says, an offer is coming your way that may have conditions that are not favourable. Sometimes things are too good to be true. Be aware of people being untruthful. Your affirmation is, I only attract positive opportunities and I am strong. And you can see it's about being courageous, honest and authentic, because you are authentic. So be the authentic you, and look out for that offer, but make sure all the conditions are what you want. And what's black and pink pepper about, Jules?
Okay, so this is all about strengthening immunity, but also I think that word courage is really important for Sandy. So strengthening, steeling yourself in a certain situation. And actually, I feel I'm actually getting butterflies around this card. So I would be saying that it's kind of like butterflies, something needs to be cleared. But definitely pink pepper is definitely about strengthening and supporting the immunity. So if that makes sense about the butterflies, let us know. Um, and also we have our final person, which was
We had Michelle Tom.
Michelle. Yes.
Yes,
So
Michelle.
Michelle bought the book. Yes. And what a great
Okay,
little
so
review she gave to you
let's
there.
see what you need to know, Michelle, for the next couple of months. So we're looking at April for Michelle. It's funny how sometimes the same cards come up, even though I cherry pick them. I never say take them in a row or top or the bottom. But Michelle, things are starting to get on track for you now. And there are some things that need completing that you've been putting off. Be careful not to wear yourself down. You might need to recharge, and always suggest going to the water if you're near water. But you can move forward with your plans that you have going coming up for the next 2 months. These are all positive cards, and there are positive situations coming your way. Now, also the message I got was, go where you feel safe and secure. Now's not time to be taking risks. Do what you know and feel comfortable doing. And your affirmation is, I'm always safe and secure. I am loved. There we go, Myrrh. And it's about looking at who you can trust and who you want to trust. And I just cut the deck of the Modern Oracle, and there's trust. So again, this is unbelievable, but it's about you feeling safe and checking out who you can trust at this time. Okay. Now, Anne-Marie Henry says, thank you so much, Katie. Hit the nail on the head. Yes, I do want a partner who's financially independent. Yay. And yes, all the repairmen are married. Ha ha. Yeah. It just seems to be a thing, doesn't it? This is my first time here. Thanks so much for the guidance. Lots of love. Well, thank you, Anne-Marie, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Now, remember, if you did purchase something today, please let me know. Message me, and I will make sure you get that that meditation for clearing the past. And also, you know, this book has got a lot in it, and there's so many I see on here that have already got it. Please leave feedback. Katy-K. And if you have an Amazon account and you've got my first book, leave a review on Amazon. That would be good. The other thing I was going to say is, don't forget, try out the virtual guidance so you can see the cards, especially if you're new and you don't have them. Chloe King says, best luck to your daughter and her baby this month. And yeah, absolutely getting impatient. Just want my baby here already. And yes, absolutely right. This is the first grandbaby on both sides of our family. Thank you for the reading, lovely. Oh, that's so lovely, Chloe. That's really good. For those of you I missed, don't despair. I'm coming back next month, and I'll probably bring Jules back as well, or I'll have someone. I'm hoping to have someone with me doing these little bits, because there's so much easier for me if someone's like, I've got beautiful Sian, who I always get a little reading for because she's in the backdrops there working her heart out. So this is for Sian, wanting to know what message she needs right now. She's getting nervous. I drew too many cards. Okay, there's a lot of changes happening in your life right now, and you're going to be very, very busy. You're going to have to be motivated to get prepared. The change that you've been wanting the most has been delayed constantly, and I do believe that we're talking about your new home here, and it's been really disappointing for you. It's just been getting you down, but there will be a situation coming up that you need to dig your heels in and stand your ground on, and know that there's more opportunities coming your way in many other fields as well, and there is a creative side to you which you should be using more because you're extremely creative. So thank you, Jules, for joining me today. I hope we've covered everything. And thank you for those that said nice things about the book in the comments. Please leave them on my website. I would love that. Sian's put the website details up there. And I'm only a Zoom call away. So if you want a book, there will be spaces for you to book after Easter. And I'll put quite a few days up because I try to pace myself so that I'm available if anyone needs me. So I don't work every single day, and also I can't. It's I put everything into this, and I'm very much aware of preserving my energy as well, so I can get quality readings. Thank you so much to everyone, and thank you, Jules and Sian. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you
thank
all
you
again
for the
soon.
invitation.
Yes,
Thanks
and
for the
please buy
invitation.
my
And
book.
Katy-K, before you go,
Yeah.
I just feel, Katie, that Chloe might have her baby on Thursday.
Of course she will. Well, she's destined to, because she's booked in for a cesarean, so on Thursday,
Yeah,
and
I just had
begs
to say
Jules.
that.
But I'm so excited. I can't believe how quick the time has gone, even though it felt like it was dragging along. And I've just spent days helping her prepare everything and get ready. I'm super excited. My husband keeps coming home with baby clothes and baby things, and I've been doing the same. So I don't know, there's baby stuff everywhere, but
It's going
we're
to be
all excited.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will be. And I'll
All right. Thank
keep you
you.
informed in my newsletters. So read my newsletters and you'll know what's going on. And also if I might hop on just without any notice and do some quick readings as well. So I look forward to seeing you all. Thanks, Jules. And thanks, Sian. And
Thank
see you
you.
all again
It was
soon. Bye.